All right, we're back. This is another edition of Chopping It Up. My name is Gabe Henderson. First and foremost, want to give all of you a huge thank you for all the comments, the engagements. I know you enjoyed the first episode, and it was kind of overwhelming, but we got episode 2 today. And it's such a pleasure to talk to my guys here, Minnesota Vikings offensive players. We got the dad of the crew, Mr. CJ Ham, Adam Thielen, and then the one and only chef, Dalvin Cook. Fellas, y'all are the longest tenured offensive Vikings on the current roster. And there's been a lot of change, right? Like, you've been here, 6 years? 7, 8, 10? Through all that change, right? What's the constant?
Football is still football. Like, the offensive schemes and stuff, that's gonna change. But like, the people that I be with every day, that I spend my time with, that I go through stuff with every day, like real life stuff that I can call CJ whenever I need him. He always gonna be there. I know I can call Adam. He always gonna be there. So those guys gonna always be there, no matter what's different about anything in the building.
Yeah, for sure. I think I think this organization may have changed. I think maybe there's different leadership positions, things like that. But the culture, I feel like it's still in that locker room. It's a brotherhood, and I think. We stick together through thick and thin, and it's just a really cool bond, especially the guys that have been here a long time. And there's just something different about when you've kind of been through a lot of different things and a lot of different coaches and a lot of different people coming through here and a lot of different players. It's just something different about that connection that some of us have.
I know off the field, like coming in here every day or just approaching life, you got to have a purpose, right? And purpose can be subjective. Like, everybody has a different purpose, but what would you say purpose means to you guys?
It's a good question. I mean, really, for me, it's what do I look forward to when I wake up, when I get up, and for me, it's being the best version of myself, being the best man, being the best husband, being the best father. Those are my first and foremost purposes. Just trying to be the best person I can, and if I'm doing those things right, I know on the football field I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be all right. And like you said, purpose is different for everybody. But my family, my family, who I am, is really just based on that, man.
For me, I feel like I got a big variety of things that I wake up and know, like. My brothers looking at me, like my sisters, like they looking at me as a figure in their life, and where I come from that's really like big on me, because until I seen somebody make it out of Miami or seen somebody like make it to the NFL or really just make it big into what they trying to do in their career, we didn't know it was like hope to go out of our community and have a good job and or make it to the NFL. We didn't even know it was capable until like I seen Devontae Freeman do it, and I was like, all right, that's the blueprint of how I want to get done. Like, all right, if I wake up every day and be consistent and go work hard and try to reward my mama and my grandmother for what they did for me when I was younger, I could make it to the tops of in the NFL and do what I need to do, and that's really like my drive and my purpose, like. Just where I come from, my family, and I just want to get up and get it for them.
Yeah, I feel like I was called to be a leader for my family, first and foremost, to be a leader in this locker room, in this community, and to be there for people. I think part of being a leader is not, it's not about being selfish. It's about being there for other people. Mm-hmm. And so when I wake up every morning, like reminding myself, like, I'm doing this for my brothers, next to me. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for this community that wants it more than anybody, and just having that positive attitude every single day, trying to be the kind of the light of the room by just kind of having fun, laughing, joking. But when it's time to go, it's serious. So I think it's just, you just feel like you've been called for a reason. Like, I wasn't put in this position. There's a lot of people that want to be here. And I feel like because of where we're at now, we're called to do bigger than just show up every day and go to work. There's a bigger purpose than that.
Did purpose come from adversity?
I was good at ball all my life, but like seeing the bigger picture wasn't always there, but for me to see, like, adversity for me was to see, like, my mom struggling, my mom working those jobs we barely seeing her, or like my grandmother doing this, X, Y, and Z, and we barely seeing her. Like, that was my adversity for me to have a bigger purpose for what I was trying to get done.
I mean, just thinking about it now, there were so many people that I grew up with. Like, I wasn't necessarily the best athlete on my team. You know, there's a handful of guys I can think of just right off my head who were probably better than me, more athletic, more gifted. But I saw them make some of the wrong decisions, choose to do some things the wrong way that didn't necessarily lead them into, having an opportunity to go to college or, being where I'm at now. So I guess, just sitting back and looking and seeing some of these older guys make these decisions, it kind of helped me. It helped me realize, all right, well, I need to focus on school. I need to be a good student. I need to be a good person. I need to think about decisions before I make them. And I think in all, that's helped me get to where I am today.
Yeah, I think adversity, when you commit to something and you overcome that adversity, you become stronger. You become a better person. You become a better athlete. And I think that's probably something that's very common in the people that are in this room is we've taken adversity and we've ran with it. Every one of us has gone through adversity. Everyone in the world has gone through adversity, but it's how do you handle it and how do you use it to fuel you to become a better football player, to become a better father, son, brother. How do you use it? And I think that's a really common thing in an NFL locker room. Is a lot of those guys, they took it and they used it to their advantage, and it has really helped them get to where they are.
I know there's a lot of people looking up to all of you guys. It's hope. I was talking to you, Dalvin, like you're a hope for a lot of people. Like, a lot of people look to you as like I need you. Like, I need you to do this. And it's like people are always wanting things. Like, how do you balance, the fans wanting you to do more versus like, hey, this is all I have?
I think it's a scale of, like, the want and the need of, like, doing things. And, like, we want to do so much for, like, everybody, because that's just the heart I know everybody here got. And the need to get it done, that's different. You know what I'm saying? If I need to get this done, I'm going to get it done. But if I want to get it done, I'm going to get it done. But, like, a lot of stuff that we as athletes, see and go through, it's kind of like, all right, let me look at the bigger picture. When I was younger, I was one of those kids, or I was one of those people that looked up to an athlete and wanted him to do such and such, or, I'm not going to be able to sign like every autograph. I'm not going to be able to reach back to all my cousins that reach out, that call my phone. But when I get back to you, I'm going to get back to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, ain't no love lost. Like, I'm still Dalvin. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what the bigger picture kind of goes out the window. Like, I'm still Dalvin. Like, you know what I'm saying? I try to get that across to, like, a lot of people, like, who Dalvin Cook really is. And I know CJ tried to do the same thing. Adam tried to do the same thing. Like, who they really is as people, and trying to just get that out to people in the world.
I've always been a people pleaser, so I've always tried to do every little thing I can to make people happy, right? And as I've gotten longer in my career, you realize that's really hard to do. And there's gonna be a lot of people who aren't happy with what you're doing. If you can't sign something or you don't get back to people, I'm the worst at that. I always feel bad about it. Sometimes I got about 100 messages sitting in my phone. I'm like, dang, I gotta do something about that. But as I've gotten older, I just realized you really have to take care. You have to take care of your inner circle, yourself, your family, the people who mean the most to you. That's right there with you. And once those people are taken care of, that's the time where you can try to, spread some of that love out to the other people who are reaching out, trying to, maybe take something from you or ask for something. But you really got to take care of yourself. Focus on your family first and foremost.
Yeah, I think trying to be authentic, your authentic self, and waking every day with that mission. Not trying to be someone you're not, and also giving back to those that really truly need it and want it. I think there's a difference between that. If you need it and you're not doing the little things to grind to get out of it. What I really look forward to is giving back to those who are grinding. They're doing everything they can to get out of the situation they're in. They just don't have the resources and opportunities to get out of it. those are the people that I love helping out, because they truly deserve it. And a lot of times, they just don't have any way out.
Maybe this next question is, I'm going to pivot a little bit because I know there's a lot of people that watch this and they look to the Vikings or NFL teams as like a source of entertainment, and they kind of forget that you guys are humans also. So this next question is a little deep, but Adam, I'm going to start with you. Like, what's the toughest thing you ever went through, and how did you get over that?
Ooh, that's tough. I mean, I think there's little things as my life has gone on. I think just every step of the way, there's been something that, maybe the obstacle that I had to overcome, or something that happened personally, or, maybe a mistake I made. But again, coming to, back to the fact of overcoming that adversity, what does that do for you when you truly commit to something, you overcome something as adversity, and what that does for you in the future? I look back and think of some of those toughest struggles, some of those worst decisions I've ever made, and I think, man, I'm so glad that happened, because I'm such a better person because of it, and I'm where I'm at. Truly, I'm where I'm at, and can be the father and husband I am now because of those things. So obviously, during the time, you don't want to be going through those situations, but when you actually use it and you learn from it, it can really benefit you.
Yeah, I mean, the toughest thing for me was losing my mom to pancreatic cancer a couple years ago. Still a struggle that I have, today. Every single morning I wake up and, you have to look at that in the face and realize that that person that you love and care so much for is not there no more. At that time, nothing else really mattered to me. I mean, it was hard. It was hard for football. I mean, it was hard to be the best husband and father and friend that I could be, just because I had that empty void. It was something still to this day. I just can't wrap my head around it. But then it's people like Adam and Dalvin, a lot of people that are still in this locker room who reached out to me and comforted me and gave me a sense of hope. That really helps me every single day come into work. Knowing I had these people behind me and supporting me in my darkest moment makes me want to do anything for these guys. When I come here, I want to be the best player that I can be for these guys, because I know they had my back when my back was up against the wall and I wasn't myself. So still a work in progress, but every single day I'm grateful to be surrounded by people who truly care for me, not just as a football player, but as a human being and as a friend, as a brother. It means a lot.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of like a common thing, and I think that's what me and him are like. What we see eye to eye. Like, I lost my dad 2 years ago, and Hammer was the first person to call me. All these guys reached out. He was the first person to come over to the house and see me face to face. Wanted to shut it down. I wanted to just go in the shell and just leave it all alone. But my dad, he left behind a legacy that I knew I had to uphold and be there for my brothers and sisters and for my family. And, having these guys in my corner meant so much for me, because I'm so far away from home. And it's just like, this is like my new home. And, just thanking these boys so much for making it feel like that for me. Because, it's thoughts that go through your head when the situation happened that you would never thought go through your head. And that's why I lean on these boys so much, because, they mean a lot to me. And, that situation, molded me into, and it's still doing it to this day, into the person that I'm trying to be 10 years from now. And I think that was one of the toughest things, losing my pops, because he was he was my hero. We got the same name almost, and, it's day apart birthday. And it was that was the person that was so close to me, and losing him was probably the toughest thing I had to go through.
It's never easy. I lost my granddad. We're recording this now, but I lost my granddad last week, and I'm using this platform to give hope. But I know for me, I still have problems finding help, looking for help. So what is help? And this is just me just posing to the group, because we all lost somebody that's important to it. What is help? I struggle with that.
Yeah, honestly, it's hard. I know because when Dalvin lost his pops, it was a little bit after I lost my mom, and I know I didn't want to necessarily just bombard him and all those things. And I went to his house and just wanted to give him a hug. You know, there wasn't much words to be said. I just wanted to let him know that I was there for him. And I think just being there for people means a lot. You know, not necessarily oversharing or trying to fix the problem. I mean, there's just some things that just can't be fixed. But just having the comfort of somebody is more than enough. And I know y'all talked about mental health and all those things last time, but you know, just having a good circle like this. I mean, having somebody who you can truly just vent to and lean on, I think is the biggest thing. Because, you know, a lot of people, but I can speak for men. I mean, we hold so much in. We think we can just fix everything on our own. Our first year after my mom passed, I ain't talked to nobody. And I don't think my wife even knew how I felt. I just held it all in. And when I finally was able to express that to somebody, whether that be a professional or a close friend or teammate, man, it really just lifts, takes that burden off your heart. And yeah, man, just being there for people, I think, is the biggest medicine for anybody who's going through a hard time.
Yeah, I feel like that's the balance of it all, man. Like, I'm gonna hit on the main one. Just being at a presence, like when he came and seen me, like he was just there. Like his presence was so much for me that he don't even know to this day. You know what I'm saying? It was so much for me. Like he took the time out of his day to come make sure Dalvin all right, my mental is okay, and it just be an open ear. He just was there. Like if I wanted to talk, he was there for me, for somebody to listen. I'm just not talking to a wall. No, it's a person that I'm talking to, and it's like a mixture of all that in one. You know, just having that ear out and somebody just being there for you.
I love that. Adam, I know you're probably waiting to get your haircut, so I won't hold you up too long, but I want to pose this question to the group. Dalvin, I think I asked you this way back when, but you guys play a kid's game, right? And there's a passion behind it. Dalvin's smiling right now. Why do you love this kid's game that we like to call football so much?
I think just the ability to go out there and compete, and it's the greatest team game there is. I mean, it truly is the greatest team game there is, because on one particular play, it doesn't matter how good one player is. If the other 10 guys aren't doing their job, he can't do his job. So I think that's pretty special. I mean, I just don't feel like there's another sport that you can, like, if you have one guy that's dominant, you're good. Yeah, but in football, like, you just can't do that. So I think that's super cool. I don't know. I just enjoy being around the guys, being out there on the field. Like, you truly feel like you're going to battle. Mm-hmm. And like when you grind so much, you practice so much, you put all that time in together, and then you're out in that football field, and it matters between a win and a loss. Like, there's just no greater feeling than coming out with a victory, and after all that time you put in together.
How much of it is truly being yourself too?
Yeah, for sure. I think on game day, like, we're all just ourselves. Like, you don't have another choice. Like, you just got to go out there and be you. And I think that's just fun. It's fun to see guys' personalities come out. It's fun to see guys, like, when those lights are on, they're at their best. Like, there's just nothing better than that. And it's fun to be a part of.
I totally second what Adam said. I always tell whenever I get to talk to the youth and everything like that, is just like, I think football is the greatest game ever created, and for those reasons, it teaches you so much. Like, football has taught me so much in life. At a young age, just how to rely on somebody. That you can't do it all by yourself. And that goes into being a friend. That goes into being a son, to being a father, to being a husband. You need a good team around you, and that person next to you has to do their job in order for you to be successful. And I think that's huge. I think that's the biggest thing. And obviously just competing, like to compete in everything that we do. But football just has changed my life, and it's something that has taught me lessons that go way far beyond the field.
Dalvin, it's kind of unfair because like both of these guys from Minnesota, so like they get to play in their backyard. But I know like you still bring that Southern energy to the field, and like I think I told you before, like I've never seen anything like it, and I feel like you're still like 10 years old when you're out there playing.
Yeah, I try to have fun, man. I know Adam about 10 years older than me, but it's all right. It's all right. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't watch Adam and them on TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before I got out, I was watching the Vikings. Now I'm a part of this. Like, I get to have fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then like, what comes with football, like that accountability is like so big to where like, you know, it builds so much into a person to where like, you know, him or depending on me when he do his job, that folk gonna hit the hole and do what he need to do. Or I'm gonna make my block for him to Kirk to get the ball down. Just that accountability give me a rush to go out there and just like have fun. Like it's like that part of the game like goes so like it just flies so low under the radar to where like that accountability word like don't get used enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I feel like I'm just having fun. Like I know I'm preparing well like every day for Adam and CJ to depend on me to go out there and do my job. And I know I'm prepared, so I'm gonna just go out there and just have fun. And that's what it is. And that's how I look at it, man. Like I'm just gonna turn it.
So y'all would say the more you prepare, the more you can have fun when the opportunity comes.
Yeah, cause if you not, you kind of like, all right, let me think about it. But if you prepare, once you hit, boom, nah, it's time to go. Like that's just the reaction of what it is.
Yeah, there was I think I've said this in front of Adam once now. I remember it was early on in my career, maybe like my first or second year, and you know I had asked Adam in the locker room before a game. I'm like, man, you still get like nervous and get like anxious? He said, I'm prepared. I ain't got nothing to be nervous for. I'm ready to go. I put in all the work this week. I'm ready to go out there and ball. Like, and I know till this day that has been something I always think about. And you know, while I'm preparing, you know, throughout the week, while I'm watching film and I'm out there in practice, like if I make it hard right now, once I get to Sunday, it's all fun. It's all fun and games.
Do you write down your trash talking? Because I've never heard anybody trash talk like you, Adam. Do you like write it like, I got Jair today, so I got to say this?
No, they bring it out of me. I don't talk first.
Well, fellas, appreciate all of y'all talking today, man. Always good to just give fans a behind-the-scenes curtain of who you guys are as people. Like, you're phenomenal football players, but you're human beings first, and you just so happen to be good at football. So, as always, appreciate you.
Always.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
CJ's, appreciate it. I think we're good.